Hello everyone, it's Jean. So I'm coming back for a little visit. This is Monday and it's mixed media Monday usually. So what I have here, these are checks, Canadian, but they're also in French. Of course, they speak French in some Canadian locations, but these are made by Kim Newberg. So this is a little video that I'm going to do as part of her design team. And I try to do these as often as I can, but I was having problems with my printer. But now I'm able to print all kinds of beautiful things. So if you go on her website, I believe she does her Facebook group, which I link below. I believe she does still offer images there, but she also has a coffee shop, and if you go there, she has some that are free and she has some, of course, that you would pay for. But these checks, I really love them. Number one, they're made in the size of a tag. And what I did with this one, I'm not sure if you can see, but I put some stencil on it. So it's stenciled here. And it's with modeling paste. So it's just a little bit raised where I used the stencil. I used one of the new, this is Alchemy, but you know, you really can't see what this says here. But this is the one that I used, and it's very fine writing, so it doesn't show up a whole lot, but texturally it does. And then I took some of my Dilutions ink spray and I sprayed it orange. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to see if the lettering would come up a little bit more. And then, of course, I had to do a little bit of stamping. And this is a stamp that I have that reminds me of just like a tire track or something. But I used that on a couple places. And then what I wanted to do is see how I could apply the little girl images that I showed you yesterday. So I think what I'm going to do, because I want to be able to still see the background for the most part, but I'm going to add a couple things so that we have something to put her on and she will stand out. So let me ink this around the edges a little bit. This is kind of a green with brown on it. If that makes sense. I used it for more than one thing. So since I don't want to go over any of the places where I have the stamping or where I have the lettering. So I'm going to use this piece, and I'm actually going to tear off the teeth. So I cut this with my, pinking shears, and I don't want that to show. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. I'm just going to use regular glue for now. You can use glue stick, you can use whatever you have handy. This is just my Dilutions. Now, I'm making the tag so that it goes up and down. Because the checks, of course, go this way, you could make a tag going a different direction, but I'm going to make mine up and down. And what else did I want to put on it? Okay, and I'm going to put on a little piece of lace because I don't think that will interfere with much. I'm even gonna put it over that black mark, I think. And then I had a little bit of this fabric that I tore, and I wanted to kind of rough it up some and lay that down with it. And I think it goes good with the orange. And then have the little girl sit right here. So let me go ahead and put some glue down. So that the lace and the fabric will stay. And this is my beacon glue that I use almost every time. But you can use hot glue, you can use your glue stick, whatever you have available is fine. Now, I'm not going to ink the edges of her because I tried inking another one and it just basically made a mess. So she's going to have a little silhouette of white over her. And that is okay because it'll blend in with the lace and the sheet music. So she'll have a lot of ways to blend in with that. And where's my sheet music? I wanted to add another piece or two. I wanted to put this on here. Sometimes it's fun to find words out of magazines and other books and use them in your art too. So I'm going to call her Maggie. And it says Maggie Dear on there. I'm going to see if I can find a couple more words to go on here. Let me see what other things I have that will have names in them or words in them. So I'm going to put this up here, kind of over to this side. Okay, so we have a couple pieces of sheet music on here. And I'm trying to be careful to keep the back nice and clean so that we don't have to change it for, or back it for the tag, because this will go into a journal and then you can use it for a journaling spot on the back, or if you want to change it up and make it a pocket on the back, you can certainly do that. So that's why I want to try to keep the back nice and clean when I work with it. So let me see what other she's not sitting. Okay, so let's see. I think I had word stickers not too far away, but they may have disappeared. You know me and my challenge of finding things when I need them. Okay, so this is the book that has the songs in it. So let me look and see. Okay, I don't know exactly what I'm going to use, but for now, I'm just going to use Dear Maggie, or Maggie Dear. I think that looks cute. I'm going to put something on the, where it says Dear, because it has a comma, and I don't want it to show as a comma. Aren't I weird? Sorry. I didn't want to get a needle and thread out. But I thought that looked like I like this little thing, and I'm thinking I can sew it so it can hang there. So I'm going to use that, and I may just depends on what the feel is here as to, you know, kind of what she's doing. I think of it being a check, and she has her little basket, and her mom sent her to the market, and she said, Maggie dear, bring me this or bring me that. So she goes with her little basket, and she brings her mom whatever she needs, maybe something to cook with or something to sew. So I think that is a cute little story for this. So I'm going to put a button on there. And then if I can figure out how I'm going to put on the little the little bead there, I'll do that later. So we will put Maggie dear, go to the market and get me some buttons. So that's what she's doing, and her mom sent her a check, and the check hasn't been made out because she doesn't know how many buttons she's going to get, but her mother is going to make her a new dress, so she needs buttons for the back. So we're thinking 6 buttons, and Maggie dear gets to pick them out. So she picks these beautiful blue buttons to go on her new dress. So there is my tag. Now, a lot of times I talk to you about building a story with your projects. So when I looked at these, I thought, they would be perfect for a little girl, or any, a merchant ticket where a woman goes and buys a new dress, or like I said, the little girl, she goes to the haberdashery and picks out 6 buttons for her new dress. So there's different things that you can think of in your mind that helps you design your actual piece. And I think that is a really fun way to come up with how you're going to design your tag. Now, this is just a plain white tag that I cut from cardstock. And on this one, I want to use some of my mushrooms I made to kind of make like a little background of sorts. Sometimes when we're making tags, or we're making a piece for our journal, or even journaling cards, I think a lot of people feel like they have to put some type of image on there. And honestly, you don't. If you are using, for example, these mushrooms, the mushrooms themselves can be the focal point or the background point, and you don't even have to add anything else on top if you don't want to. So don't think that all your journaling cards and your tags have to be related to people, because they don't, and you will find that you can make some really interesting backgrounds and focal pieces just with what you are okay, I don't want to use a purple and a purple. So let's use this orange one. Just like layering these mushrooms. You know, look around and see what you have that's already made, and then you can create some type of background with it. I don't want to put that one there. Just one. Put. Trying not to put two of the same color together so that you get a good mix of colors here. This one is a lefty. Okay. Now I may end up trimming this card. It's the whole length of the paper, so I may end up trimming it down a little bit. So we'll see how that looks once I finish applying all the mushrooms. I'm just basically creating a little mushroom garden here with all these different sizes and styles, so that this can, just as an example of how you can use even things that you doodle and cut out for a tag or a journal piece. Okay, I think that looks quite nice. So let me see what other... Oh, I have to add this one because it's my favorite. It's got to go on the right side though, because it's tilted to the left. So I'm going to put it right here. Now it's going to overlap the page a little bit, and I'm okay with that happening. I'm going to put this guy. Some of them you like better than others. And this guy, I want to go down further so that doesn't cover up that other one. Okay, we can put that one right there. That's the one thing about using this type of glue, though, is once it's glued, pretty much, unless you've only used a little bit. So it's hard to overlap and place things underneath. Okay, what else do we have? This is a very cute one. So I'm going to put this one on. That is so cute. Okay, let me find at least one more. This is a cute one that could go I don't want its stem to cover up. Okay, so that's what I said. Once you put it down, it's pretty much down. Okay, there we get it a little bit lifted up so we can stick this mushroom under here. Let me put some glue on this one and on the stem and stick it in here like this, and then I'll glue this down again. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I think I'll put one right here if I can find one. This one's cute. He has to go in here somewhere. I'm trying not to cover up the mushrooms a whole lot because I want you to be able to see the design of each one. But there is a big white space right here, so I think I'll put it here. Maybe down lower. I don't know. Maybe down. It's covering up that green one, and I don't want it to do that. Can we put it here? Or here? Or here? Okay, we could put it here. This can lift up a teeny tiny bit. We can also almost make it like it's its brother, but it's still kind of high. Okay. Well, we can't be perfect with all of them, right? So I need another one. How about this little guy? That he can go kind of over that purple one because, oh wait, here's one of my favorite ones. I wonder if it can go under anything. And then kind of cover up where I lifted up that purple one because it doesn't want to sit back down again. I really like this little blue one. And actually, it's pretty much symmetrical. I'm seeing. So what I will probably do, let me see, where's my cutter? I'm going to take the cutter. Whoa! Art attack here. Oh, that's gonna get on my screen. But I'm gonna take the cutter and I'm going to trim the bottom a little bit. I know it's gonna cut off mushrooms, but that's okay. It's gonna just cut the stems a little bit. So that's fine. And then I'm gonna try to cut up here a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna leave that space at the top. And I think now this is just a thought, but I could definitely either stencil on I could easily stencil on in a couple places some leaves with some green ink to kind of, you know, cover up some of those spaces. But I'm going to have to do that as trial and error on a different piece because I don't want to ruin this one. So that's basically what I have for you today. Our little lady going to haberdashery to get some buttons, and then using the mushrooms, the mixed media mushrooms, to make a tag. So I hope you enjoyed being with me today, and I will be back with you soon. Have a great evening. Bye for now.